What's up, everybody? Michael Johnson here with the Business Choreography Podcast, which is going to be released tomorrow with our good friend Curtis May. Curtis, thank you for joining me on a quick Q&A.
Michael, thanks for having me back on and to tell these guys what they're going to miss if they miss our show.
I know, and they can't miss it because we did some cool stuff and we talked about some really important things. Mainly, we're talking about your finances, the stuff that you don't ever want to talk about and you just kind of sweep under the rug and hope that if you just put in the closet, it'll come out looking like a nice fur coat, but you put in like a windbreaker.
Right.
So, Curtis, man, I appreciate you joining us for this quick live. For all of you on Curtis's channel, I'm Michael Johnson. I'm the host of the Business Choreography Podcast. For those on my channel, you know about the podcast. And hopefully you've listened tons of times, and we are not going to disappoint. We have Curtis on the show, and it releases tomorrow. It's going to be a great episode where we talk and get into the weeds a bit about financing. Tell them a little bit about why they should come and join us at the show, Curtis.
Listen, it's funny because you asked me we interesting questions in a different way. So it's really, kind of freestyling, so right. Curtis raw and uncut just on various things. So, which is cool because I'm unfiltered. So that's going to be a fun thing. And, the main thing is that my nickname is the contrarian, right? And so your number one asset is you, right? And so what do you invest in? You got to invest in your mindset, your skill set. Skills is what make money, right?
Right.
And your network, who do you know, and more importantly, who knows you. And then what I find is that business owners get bad advice, right? And so I really want people to learn to integrate. So the business is what I call a cash flow engine that's right. Generating, your choreography is generating revenue, but is there to create wealth for you and your family, right? And so a lot of times they're not integrated. Most of y'all are being taught to, when you make money, send it to some fund manager you ain't never met, right? And you have it locked in little silos where you can't touch it, right? And so you need it available because you're number one. So if your number one asset is you, guess what your number one investment is? Your business. Right. And so if you put $1 in your business, $1 in marketing, you make $2, guess what? That's 100% return. Where else you going to go?
Right.
And you know better, but everybody, but you're listening to people that they have a different agenda than you, right? Their agenda is assets under management. Your agenda is, Michael wants to be rich, right? Michael wants cash flow greater expenses. That's not their agenda, right? So you've got to, you've got to use the financial industry, but you've got to make sure that it serves you and not the other way around. And I think that, hopefully we'll get some of that across to begin to, just take a different look. Because one of the things, Mike, I try to get across is you need to see what's going on, because if you know what's going on, you'll know what to do, right? And most people don't know what's going on, and then the goal is to understand what's going on. You want to deconstruct what I call your personal or your business economy, and then reconstruct it so that it serves you.
Right. I love that. And it's so valuable to have somebody on the other end of the stick saying, hey, you're going to get 12% back in that mutual fund, but you get 100% back if you put $1 in and you get $2 out. And that's such a huge thing. And I think a lot of business owners out there are still suffering from that dilemma.
Yeah. I got news for you. You're not getting 12%. All right. So that's, you might get 6 with risk, you might average, but
that's right.
Because here's the thing. So this is one of our main points, but investing is not about buying something. Right? It's about becoming something, it's become, then do, then have. See, most people want to skip the B part, right? So you have to become a good business owner. You have to become a good real estate investor. You have to become, see, the challenge is becoming is work, right?
Right.
Just tell me what to do, Curtis. No, you have to be, right? And so for those of y'all that want to be, then the world is yours. And
Right.
that's kind of what we want to talk about, that you got to take control and stop looking for other people to solve your problems.
I love that. I want to get a hot take from you. Again, the Curtis's episode on business choreography drops tomorrow. You'll be able to get it bright and early. So if you're a morning podcast listener, grab it, put it on, listen to it while you're doing your workout. Whenever you're doing your thing, you can get it on all the channels. It's everywhere. You should be able to find it pretty easy. But Curtis, I want to get a hot take from you on this, because we're talking about investments, and I love how you're presenting it. Some of the best athletes in the world have made their fortunes through investing in businesses, through other businesses that they get involved in. If you look at Magic Johnson, if you look at Tiger Woods, if you look at LeBron James now, they're all billionaires.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal, because of all the businesses they've invested in. And it is incredible to see what they've done with their assets, because they're doing this just at a larger scale, what you should be doing as a business owner.
Right, because one, income is not wealth.
Right.
That's a big distinction, right? Income is not wealth, and income follows assets. What is an asset? Something that puts money in your pocket, right? And so even with, I was listening to something with Tom Royer the other day. He says the purpose of liabilities or debt, good debt, is to buy assets.
Right.
Right. It's not to buy stuff for cars and image stuff that where you are transferring your wealth away from you. And so and if you break apart and look at like the Forbes 400, like, because success leaves clues, right? So if you look at that, well, what do? They build businesses, right? Even the athletes, your goal is to take earned income and turn it into passive and portfolio income, because really athletes are just the high paid W-2 people. And so they're starting to get good advice, like, let's not buy this $50,000 diamond dope rope. You know what I mean? And, let's buy something that will, set us up, because we might have a short time to make this kind of money. And so I think they're getting smarter. I think as a business owner, the same thing. Do you want to be wealthy in the business, or do you want to be wealthy as an individual? And so a lot of people want to leave their money in the business, but you want to become economically independent of the business, right? So your real estate, your other assets, your other businesses, and have the business be the driver of that revenue. You're a good steward of your money. And then what business is your money in? Is your money in real estate? We teach a strategy called infinite banking. Is your money in banking? Which just means creating a pool of money that you control, that can move at cost to meet some needs you have. And so everybody needs two businesses, the ones that gives them a paycheck. But if you might as well finance it, 35 cents of every dollar that you earn leaves your personal economy in the form of debt to others. So what if you could get control of that?
Right.
We're chasing returns, but 35% leaves your household in taxes and 30% to debt. So if you can get more of that back, you're halfway to the winner's circle without even investing, without even taking more risk, just by becoming more efficient. And those are the conversations that you have. It's more opportunity minimizing the losses than there's trying to pick winning investments. And so if you're going to create maximum wealth, what you have to do is you have to create maximum efficiency first and stop giving money away.
That's great. Guys, you can't miss this episode. We talk more about this stuff.
Some good stuff. Are we recording this? That's some good stuff. All right. So
absolutely. And guys, don't miss it. It drops tomorrow morning. Business Choreography Podcast. Find it on all the channels: Apple, Spotify. I guess now Google is on YouTube. So it's all over the place. You're gonna find it everywhere. So go check it out. Let Curtis know how much you love his episode. It's rocking. Wait till you get all the cool deets inside. Go watch it. And Curtis, leave us with some words of wisdom here before we head out.
It's not what you earn, it's what you keep.
I love it. That is so true. All right, guys. Pleasure to meet you all on Curtis's channels, and go check out Curtis's episode, Business Choreography. We'll see you guys on the inside. Take care.
All right.